What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys may have caught in my previous video, there was a little bit of a scare for my online league, but I'm sure like most of you, the situation has been resolved in terms of Madden, or EA I should say, deleting our online leagues. We're able to get back onto the league, so everything is great. This episode is going to be going over everything that has transpired in week 2 for that online league. It is 32 users, and then we'll probably recap and do a preview for week 3, game of the week. But if you're looking to get into this league, if a spot opens up, I highly suggest you hit the link in the description of this video to send you to our Discord. We do have a waiting list, but very competitive, very dope. It's cross play, so depending on if you're Xbox, PlayStation, PC, don't matter, it's cross play, so you'll be able to join this league. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Oh, also, before I forget, if you like the content, please stop what you're doing, hit the like and subscribe button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Like I said, trying to get to 6,000 subs. Still haven't cracked the egg on that one, but I'm pretty sure we'll hit it pretty soon. But like I said, if you like the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. All right, let's take a look at some games from around the league. The New York Jets couldn't get it done on the road against the Tennessee Titans. They lose 27-17. Will Levis 9 for 17, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Kansas City Chiefs rebound from their week 1 loss to the Ravens. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals in week 2, 31-21. Patrick Mahomes played pretty much perfect, man. 19 for 25, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 234 yards. Was just outstanding in that game. They're able to rebound in week 2. Cleveland Browns continue to struggle this season. They fall to 0-2 after their 17-21 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 2. The Houston Texans go on to win in week 2 against the Chicago Bears. That was the Sunday night game of the week. They accounted for 395 total yards offensively behind CJ Stroud's 17 for 27. He threw 2 touchdowns, no picks, 350 yards. Despite throwing for 2 touchdowns, Justin Fields and Pittsburgh Steelers just couldn't get it done. In Denver, they lose 14-24. Bo Nix played conservative. 15 for 18, 188 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but they do get the dub. Great job here in Denver. It was a close one in Carolina, but the Panthers found a way to get the dub over the Chargers, 31-28. Bryce Young has been playing pretty much phenomenal this season. This game, though, he finished 18 for 25, 216 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's just not really turning the ball over, and that's exactly what you want out of your young quarterback, and that's why they're off to a pretty good start. All right, despite Geno Smith's not so hot start in that game against the Patriots, they do go on to win it 35-17. He just didn't play that well. I mean, 19 for 27, 2 touchdowns. He did throw 3 interceptions, 189 yards. He played. They did enough, and I'd say just the credit to that defense holding that New England Patriots team to just 7 points. I mean, Drake Mayo, I'm not sure what they're going to do for him next week. He finished 15 for 25. He threw 3 picks and no touchdowns in that game. Indianapolis Colts are able to rebound in week 2 against the Green Bay Packers. They're 1-1, beating Green Bay 24-14 behind Jonathan Taylor's tremendous display of talent. 12 carries, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Didn't really get too much production out of Anthony Richardson, but he did enough. He did enough to win that game. So shout out to Indianapolis. Shout out to Indianapolis for getting the dub. Green Bay trying to rebound after that week 2 loss here in week 3. And as we take a look at the other scores from around the league, San Francisco falls to 0-2 to the Minnesota Vikings, 34-14. The New York Giants stay 2-0, stay undefeated. Number 1 team in the NFL right now, 37-10 over the Washington Commanders. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers fall short to the Detroit Lions in a blowout loss, 7-40 in Detroit. And the New Orleans Saints just couldn't really get anything going against the Dallas Cowboys. That NFC East division is going to be tough. I think all 3 teams, Dallas, Philadelphia, and obviously New York, are 2-0 going into week 3. All right, let's take a look at the league leaders going into week 3. Justin Herbert has played pretty much outstanding. I mean, it's 563 yards so far in the season, 4 touchdowns, Only 2 interceptions. CJ Stroud, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's thrown for 555 yards. Dak Prescott is, I mean, he may be in the running, I should say, for MVP, him and Josh Allen. He has not thrown an interception all season. 7 touchdowns, 541 yards. Rushing leaders, got Kyren Williams from the Rams. He is currently sitting at 212 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Bryce Hall is not too far behind him, 192 yards, only 1 touchdown on the season. Let's take a look at the receiving leaders. Nico Collins, Houston Texans, a wide receiver, 227 yards. And what's crazy is Devontae Walker for Baltimore didn't play in week 2. He is only 1 yard shy of Nico Collins. I'm sure once he gets back on the field, he'd be the league leader in receiving yards. All right, let's give you guys an opportunity. I want to see in the comment section, answer this question for me. For those of you that are following the games, that are in the Discord, and you're paying attention to what's going on in the league, I want you to answer this question in the comment section. Which 0-2 team is the most surprising? Which 0-2 team you would have anticipated, I should say, and being a top-ranked team, but they've dropped to a surprising 0-2 start? I'm going to answer the question. I think it's kind of a no-brainer in this situation. I mean, obviously, the Commanders were one of the top-ranked teams, and them starting 0-2, but they had a tough schedule. I can't really put the blame on them so much. I do think that they'll rebound in week 2 or week 3 against the Bengals, but I think the team that stands out to me the most surprising 0-2 start is the San Francisco 49ers. They came into week 1 ranked number 2. They have arguably the best defense from a personnel standpoint in the game, hands down. And to start 0-2 with your quarterback taking the beating of his life in those first 2 starts, losing to teams that you probably should have beat, and throwing 7 interceptions with Brock Purdy, 1 touchdown, and your offense only scoring 21 points in 2 games, that has to take the crown as probably the worst team in football right now. There's no excuse for injuries. They don't have too many injured players. You got George Kittle, arguably the best tight end, who has not really touched the ball. Your offensive line is getting destroyed, and they have a pretty good offensive line. Receivers aren't able to get open. It is, and then obviously Brock Purdy is holding on to the ball too long. I've watched every one of these games, and to see this team start the season 0-2, it's scary. All right, I don't know a lot of users, and shout out to Texas Bless. He's a really good user, but I don't know a lot of people that can come back from an 0-2 start and get to the playoffs with that team. So it kind of goes without saying, that's arguably the worst team in the football in MGN right now. All right, and then on the flip side, I want to know you guys' answer to this question as well. Comment below which 2-0 team is the most surprising. And I think when you go through this list, obviously you got the Cowboys. They've arguably probably one of the better teams in the NFC East. I have them winning that division. Narrow. I know the Giants user is probably gonna be pissed off at me for saying this, but I got them winning the East. It's gonna be a close battle. The Giants are currently ranked number 1 in the NFL, but I think offensively the Cowboys are just better. There is no team in football right now messing with the Giants. No team in football. They've only allowed 20 points. So these 2 teams are gonna compete for the NFC East, and it's gonna be close, but I got Dallas. But the team that surprises me the most, I'd have to go with the Carolina Panthers. They've been able to win some close games with the roster that they have. Is just incredible. It's incredible what they've been able to do. I gotta go with Carolina. Just for the simple fact that there's a rookie quarterback, not a rookie quarterback, I should say, second-year quarterback who wasn't really given a lot to work with on the offensive side. No wide receivers, no number 1 really good receivers to kind of throw to, but they've been able to make some things happen. Arguably, the sleeper team in the NFL right now. They started the season 2-0, and I really got them going deep into the playoffs. I don't think it's a lot of teams in the NFC that can mess with the Carolina Panthers. That's my most surprising 2-0 start team. But I'd like to know you guys' feedback, your opinion. Which 0-2 team surprised you the most, and which 0-2 or 2-0 team surprised you the most as well? All right, that'll do it for this episode of MGN Gaming. Please be sure to check out the next one as we take a look at Week 3's recap and a look ahead to Week 4. That'll do it. Appreciate you for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.